Hey everyone, Teri Gigi here. This is a 100% spur of the moment video. I just decided to sit down and do it. I am in a house that Scott and I bought and I'm refurbishing it, redoing it. It's a house right behind our house. And I thought, what better time to come back to YouTube? I've been thinking about it for a long time. Just wanted to say I have missed YouTube a lot. There's no real reason that I stopped. Well, there is, but it just kind of happened. I didn't plan it at all. What happened a few months ago, let's see. My last video was in July of 24. I mean, I can't, it doesn't even, that's unbelievable to me. But that was my last video. And I had 2 weeks of grandkids and we just did stuff for 2 solid weeks. So I decided to take the next week off because I was so exhausted. And then my husband's mom, this might have already happened, but we had to rush to San Antonio a couple of times. She was doing really poorly. She's 94. And so long story short, we cleared her house out, and his sister and brother-in-law and my niece, they were tremendously helpful, and they helped clean the house out, or did clean. I don't even remember who did what, but I do remember that we moved Scott's mom here to Alabama, and she was about 20 minutes from us in a assisted living place. Decorated the place from scratch. We had a couple things from her home, but not many. And no furniture. We got all new furniture. Anyway, she did really well there for about 6 months. And she passed away. She had a series of falls while she was there. And then she fell on the day after Christmas, that night, or the day after that. I don't remember. But we had just driven in the driveway. And we had a life flighter to Pensacola. And she ended up not even spending the night. She just was moved to another wing. They had a hospice there, which was amazing and wonderful. We were so blessed. And then she died on January 2nd. And so obviously in all this time and going back and forth, my husband went back and forth almost every single day that she lived here for 5 months. And it was just, we were just exhausted. And other stuff was going on with my daughter's divorce. I mean, she is divorced, but it's always something, believe me, with her ex-husband. So that was all going on. Had a decent Christmas. We had a fun Christmas. We went to Megan and Craig. Well, yes, that's right before Scott's mom died. Yeah. Okay, so now we're in the new year of 2025. And that took a long time to sell her house and close on it and do all that stuff. In the meantime, Coco died. Coco died completely unexpectedly. It was so horrible, y'all. It was so bad. I cried like a baby. Again, don't want to do a video during all that. Hold on. Hey, there's nothing there. So my yoga mat just fell over and this dog is barking at it. Anyway, so what was I talking about? Oh, Coco, y'all. Labor Day weekend. She woke up, she got up, and she was in the kitchen with Scott, and I got up like right away, right after him. And I saw something on the floor. She had thrown up, and then I opened the laundry room where she goes to the bathroom with her cat box. She had gone out of the cat box, And then she ran in the room and came up to me, and she was just staring at me, and then she threw up. And then Scott said, hey, Coco's thrown up a couple times. This all happened, y'all, in about 5 minutes. Rushed her to the vet. She was in 100% kidney failure. I cannot describe it. I do not know why. She had a checkup 4 months earlier. We kept her there 2 nights in a row. I could tell there was absolutely no hope, but we weren't giving up, and the vet went along with it. Said I can give her fluids all night and see if we can push that kidney back into function normally, and blah, blah, blah. It didn't happen. So we had to put her down, and it was horrible. I cried like a baby, so much. And it's weird when you lose a pet when you don't have children, because you're more worried about your kids' feelings than your own. But in this case, it was just me and Scott. And you know what Coco meant to me, to both of us. So that happened. And it snowed. It snowed 8 inches. First time in 100 and something years here on the Gulf Coast of Alabama. It was magical. It was wonderful. I can't even tell you how much fun that was. We talked about whether we would ever get another pet, and we decided, no, we're not going to get another pet. And then that was the end of that. And then right after Scott's mom died, I guess it was like 3 days. He was busy all that time, as you can imagine. There was all this stuff going on, y'all, because she died. She was still a resident in Texas and had a home. She was living in Alabama, and she died in Florida. That caused like red tape, y'all, like big red tape. Because Florida's right here, and they had the best hospital when the life flight came, so that's how she ended up. But anyway. So we were in all that, and one morning, I don't know, it was probably only like January 6th or 7th, and I just started looking at puppies. Honestly, I'd been looking at puppies all December, just for fun. And I decided I wanted another Yorkie. You just can't beat a puppy Yorkie. They're just so cute, y'all. And then I found this breeder. It was a really interesting breeder. I picked out this Yorkie. I called Scott. He just, for some reason, he said, do whatever you want to do. I'm fine with it. And then when I went back to the website, the Yorkie was gone. That fast. Then I looked at Cavapoos, which I love. I think they're adorable. I've never been around one or touched one or seen one in person, I don't think. So we got a Cavapoo, and that's the dog you've heard barking. Her name is Callie. I will introduce you to her at another time. Right now, she needs a bath, and she needs to be groomed. They need to be groomed a lot, y'all, because they're just so furry and fun. And she's changed our lives for the better, changed our lives. In the meantime, we called our neighbor that doesn't live here. She lives in Fairhope, which is like 30 minutes from here on the coast of Mobile Bay. And she owns this house behind us and this huge lot. It's the same size as our lot, this lot. And so she's totally fenced in. Our yard is totally fenced except the driveway. So I called her and I said, we got a new puppy. Would you mind if we let her run around in your backyard? Because she's never, ever here. And she said, oh, I don't mind at all. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Callie, she said, it's fine. You can do that. Well, I started walking her. She was a little puppy, and she would run around back here. And all of a sudden, I just got this feeling that we were going to buy this house. She offered this house to us when we first moved in the other one. She was going to sell it. And we said yes, and then we said no. Because I just said, we've got too much we need to do to that house. It's just, I don't feel like we need to take on a second house right now, blah, blah, blah. Well, I just got this feeling all these years later, like 7 years later, that we were going to get this property. I started praying about it, and I just said, Lord, I don't know why we would get it. I don't know what we would do with it, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like it's going to happen, and I want your will. If it's for us, just tell us. And I'm not kidding you. And Scott had texted her and said, hey, Kathy, I know it's been so many years, but if you ever decide again to sell the house, give us a call. She said, absolutely. So, but she wasn't going to sell. And I guess Scott making that call maybe put a thought in her head. And she called and she asked if we still wanted to buy the house. And we said, absolutely. Blah. It was done. Within about 3 weeks, we bought this house. And now we're completely redoing it. There's so much work to be done, y'all, but it's been so fun. It's not going to be, we're not going to Airbnb it. We're not going to rent it out. It's just, Scott calls it my studio. But we named it kind of, you know how we named the Mermaid Cottage? We've never named a house we've lived in our lives. And so we kind of call it Callie's Place, because the reason we were even back here, which even put the thought in my mind, was her place to run around freely and not have a leash and everything. And she absolutely loves it back here. But anyway, so we closed on the house last week. So we're up here. It's one room, like an efficiency. And then there's a little nook there, and then a little, like tiny, like for a shelf. And then the bathroom is over there. But this room is just a big rectangle. We want to have a queen size bed, a small living area. There's a kitchen here. I'm going to give you a tour before we do much more to it. Really, we haven't done that much. But I'm going to give you a tour and let you see what it's all about. And I guess this is just kind of my catch up. A lot's happened, like I said. We had Scott's mom's memorial service, and Scott and I rented the most beautiful house you've ever seen in the hill country at Wimberley. If you're familiar with the hill country, you know. Oh, I have another thing to tell you. First of all, we rented that house and it was so fun. And I had all my kids and grandkids together and it was amazing. And the memorial service was nice. We had a great family little time together. It was great. It was awesome. And Callie came and they all just fell in love with her. Even though now she's giant, y'all. She was supposed to be 10 pounds maximum. She is 12 pounds. And I pray she's through growing, because we kind of wanted a little dog. She's tough, she's rough, she runs, she flips around. She keeps us on our toes, and that's probably what we needed. Something just for us. Like this place, it feels like it's just for us to do, and the dog is just for us. I don't know. We've been doing so much with our parents and our adult kids over the years and years and years, and it just feels kind of nice. So this is going to be our summer project. Next week, we go to Houston for Layla's graduation. Yes, do y'all remember Layla? You met her on this channel when she was tiny, like 4 or 5 maybe, probably. She's graduated from high school and she's got just so many different scholarships, y'all. It's so amazing. She's super smart. And guess what? When I said Wimberley, it reminded me. She's going to Texas State University, which is where Scott and I went to college and met, and we know everything about it. Of course, now it's giant and busy and crowded and not the same, but we couldn't be happier. So I'm sure that's going to be worth a little extra money in her little graduation check that we're going to give her. Anyway, I'm dying to pick Callie up and show her to you, but she looks a fright. She looks a fright. Hair everywhere. All right, so I am going, you know what I'll do? I'll put maybe a picture of me and her at the end. We took her on the boat last week for the first time. She had a little life jacket. Loved it. She did so wonderful. She goes in the golf cart with us everywhere. Loves it. She's just the most energetic dog, y'all. that we were not expecting. We were not expecting a dog like this in our old age. And if one of us don't trip on her one of these days, it will be a miracle. And I'm saying she's going to put one of us in the hospital. Stop that. Do not chew. She's 8.5 months old, and she's just about through chewing, and I'm so thrilled. But she loves to come out. Me and her just hang out. We don't have internet up here yet. We tried to buy a booster so we could get internet from our house, but I guess the booster's not strong enough to reach this far. But we put a TV, and I have my DVD player, so of course I'm watching Gilmore Girls because I have the entire set that Scott got me years ago. And what I will show you, hey girl, what I will show you is the view from here to our house across the way. And we're higher up than our house. And our fruit trees all dropped every leaf, everything. One of our palm trees died during the snowstorm. It was not good. It was not good. So now you can actually see into our house if you wanted to look. Before we had those trees and it was all covered. I mean, blocked. Now we kind of want it open. We might even cut a gate in the fence right there, and so we can see our house from here and the person in the house can see up here. We do have a gate on that side where we used to pull the boat through. So let me show you where our house is, and then that's going to be it. And yeah, that's it. So talk to you later. Here we go. Okay, I'll just show you the little porch we have here. And we have one of these old-timey screen doors that squeak. Oh my gosh, I love it. Anyway, this is all her old stuff. We got to sweep, we got to paint, we got to fix things up. But there's the back of our house. There's the house, there's the barn. So, oh, and these, y'all, these are massive blueberry bushes. I have picked buckets of blueberries. They're getting ripe, they're ripening right now. You can see those trees, they're all dead up there. They're all, the lemon tree is, you can't even see it. There's the orange tree, there's the grapefruit tree. We have massive mimosas, which, I mean, they're okay, but they drop terrible leaves. It's pretty cool. We have a lot that we're gonna do with it. So I hope you'll come on the journey. All right, see you later. Hope you enjoyed this video.